Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens, episode 38. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
I guess we could call this the Olympic edition.
I guess there's a lot.
The Olympics are on, of course.
A lot to unpack.
And last time I was like, oh, I'm not going to watch them. Meanwhile, ask me what I've done every fucking day for a week now. It's just...
Do you watch them in real time or do you watch them at night?
Well, see, that chats my ass because, like, the couple of times, like, at your house the other day, we're sitting there watching fucking swimming, and then it was live, and then we came home that night, I'm like, wait, didn't we already fucking see this? Oh, disclaimer if you're new. If you don't like the swears, just turn it off.
Lot of swearing.
Get your kids out of the room and, all the things. So, yeah, so we have the Olympics, which is great, and we have another fucking heat wave with a heat advisory, which is not so great.
I can't even.
And my hair's frizz because I can't, I don't even...
There's not enough product in the world to keep my hair from just
my,
frizzing.
My smoothing hair dryer.
Yeah, there's
fuck it. I'm not even. And I put spray and stuff. I can't. And then it just makes it look greasy. And I've got really bad roots too. I need to have my hair colored. So anyway, and I love the gauze for summertime, but it's just like a wrinkled fucking mess. Like it's just I put it on and instantly it's just wrinkled. Although it's supposed to be wrinkled.
That's the look. This is supposed to be wrinkled.
It's a super cute shirt. Thanks. I love a puff sleeve, but puff sleeves
makes me look like a linebacker.
I look like a linebacker, so I'm gonna just lean in too because I'm always half out. I don't know. I can't adjust the fucking camera.
Okay.
Anyway, so the Olympics. Wait a minute. I know it's tons to talk about the Olympics. So it was kind of cool at first that there were celebrities there, but then I was like, fuck this. They're only there first of all because it's fucking Paris. I mean, they're not going to fucking Korea to watch. You never see
Yeah, some of them are.
Well,
some of them are. It depends on the country.
But then I was like, I appreciated the fact because at first I'm like, this takes away from the athletes. Quit showing the fucking, Tom Cruise or whatever.
Right.
But then
yes and no, because these athletes are almost at, celebrity status. Some of them.
But you're missing my point. It's about the athletes and it's about the sports. It's not about who the fuck is sitting in the stands.
Right.
So I've been watching on NBC, and so NBC coverage at least they show it and then they're kind of done.
Yeah.
It's not
I haven't seen anything.
I mean, at first I was getting agitated. I was getting hostile because I was like, it's not about fucking Tom Cruise and Martha Stewart and now we have Snoop Dogg is the fucking and whatever.
What is it? Flava Flav?
I haven't seen him, but the
Flava Flav is doing the women's water polo team. He's sponsoring
it. Snoop Dogg's just there as our spokesperson or something.
Yeah, he's hired by NBC.
It's because he's going to be on the new season of The Voice.
Oh, yes?
You know how Joe feels about Snoop Dogg. I mean, I find him amusing, but Joe is every time he comes on,
I think
Joe
he brings a different demographic, younger, different.
More hip. Did you see him with Jimmy Fallon?
No.
About the fucking horse going sideways? No, he wasn't with Jimmy Fallon. He was with, oh God, the comedian. Christ, he does the Oscars. He did the Oscars the other year.
Jimmy Kimmel?
No, black comedian.
Dave Chappelle?
No.
Chris Rock?
Yes. Oh. No. Another one. Kevin Hart. Christ, I knew I'd get there.
Well, if you would have said short guy from Philadelphia,
he's on with Kevin Hart, and because the horse during the equestrian, if you have not seen this clip, you have to look it up.
I've not seen it.
He's on with Kevin Hart doing a recap or whatever, and they're talking about the equestrian, and the horse is going sideways.
Oh yeah,
and
they
Snoop
do
Dogg was oh my God, something the horse is crip or something. I don't even know what it meant necessarily, but it was fucking funny, and they were laughing. And of course, then the laughter was contagious. So.
We have a whole new vocabulary coming to the.
I'm sure we do. World. Yeah, it was funny. And then we were watching, and the celebrities. So Mariska Hargitay, Olivia Benson from Law and Order SVU was on, and so Joe and I we saw. I was going to say we met her. We did not meet her. We saw her and her husband when we were in New York several years ago. We went to a little theater, kind of off-Broadway theater, and Deborah Messing was in the play, which is why we picked.
Oh, that's her BFF.
Yes, and she and Mariska Hargitay are BFFs. So there.
And wait, who's the other girl that was on with the long hair?
Yes, she was at the play also.
Cameron,
yeah, yes, with her teeny tiny little girlfriend. It was
what was she in Law and Order? Was she in?
No, she was in some kind of lawyer show. But I don't remember. Anyway, so Joe and I were sitting there, and it'd been raining out, and he's like, "Get a load of this fucking hat! Get a load of this lady's hat." So I turn around and look, and I recognize the guy, her husband, Mariska Hargitay's husband, because he's in commercials for some kind of laundry detergent.
Oh,
and then he plays as a guest star on the show. He plays an attorney, so he's on there
Right, regularly.
So I see him and I recognize him and I know that he's a star. And then there with the hat on, Mariska fucking Hargitay, my mouth open, and I'm like hitting Joe. Like,
Joe's
oh my
telling not
god,
to-
oh my god. And then her husband laughed because we're both like, oh, like, you know.
Well, did he
gaping,
hear
like,
you say? Did he hear Joe?
gaping.
Did he hear Joe say? Because
No,
as
no.
you say, Joe is not quiet.
He does not have a quiet whisper. No, he did not hear, but he saw us taking them in, and like, and she was, so there was empty seat in front of me, and then she was. I mean, I wanted to just reach out and be like, I love you, and because of your show, I live a safer life. That show should have been fucking on when I was in like high school and college, like all the stupid shit, you know, that you don't think about till you see the show and you think, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't walk down this dark alley. Oh, maybe I should not get a ride home with strangers. I mean, but when you're younger, you don't like know.
Did you
especially-
not learn stranger danger when you were
especially-
like 2?
But coming from a small town, like you don't.
Very naive.
I mean, you don't think of those things. Also, when you're younger, you don't think of those things because like you
think you're gonna
you're
nothing
live
can
forever,
hurt you. Yeah.
right? So I did not chit chat with her, and I did not chit chat with Cameron. Although I turned around, and then they all went backstage to see Deborah at the end, and then I really wanted to like ask for an autograph or something, but I know it's like so. Like, they don't like it, so.
Oh my
I
God,
didn't do
I
it.
love Deborah Messing, and I miss Will and Grace so much. We were watching
We were
that
watching it in Tennessee.
on whatever we were streaming.
New Flav.
What is it? Grape? I hope it doesn't taste like cough medicine.
No, but I want grape. If there's a grape one of these, I need to find it. This is bubbly. It's blackberry. It's not bad.
Oh.
It's all right.
The grape
There's
will
a
taste like
strawberry.
Dimetapp.
It's a really good strawberry. I don't have any refrigerated though.
There's a strawberry kiwi out. I don't know if in that, but there's a flavor of strawberry. I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. Probably all the air conditioning.
Anyway.
I have a lot. We can start with the Olympics because we already did. But let me get my comments out. A proud Penn Stater, proud Penn Staters. The dude on the pommel horse.
Yes.
Steven. I wrote his last name down and I can't even begin
I don't know how to pronounce it.
to say
The
it.
guy who won for the United
Yeah,
States on the pommel
his
horse.
sole job. Prior to even the actual day of competition, they got him on the team to do the pommel horse.
Right.
That's all he
Which
does.
I'm glad that was finally when they finally did the team event,
Right.
and it was explained to me because for days I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he just sporting around with him? Also, the 17-year-old gymnast on the women's team, she's just like with them. Like, is she like backup? Like,
Well,
she's
I think
not...
they do take an alternate in case. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
Somebody
this guy,
clarify.
every time I showed him, he's like fucking sleeping.
I
and
know.
shit.
He's
I'm
like,
just
there
what's
are
happening
all,
with
in
this
case
guy?
you haven't seen either the actual event or all the memes out there, it shows him, they're calling him Clark Kent, as in Superman,
whips
because
the
he's like
fucking
so
glasses
asleep
off.
and then he whips his glasses off, and when interviewed, he's like, I don't need my glasses to see to do the pommel horse. But the reason he has the glasses is because he has a rare eye disease that keeps his eyes dilated permanently.
Oh.
They're dilated permanently. I would
Oh,
think you'd need
Christ.
sunglasses, but it's glasses to see.
fascinating. Well,
Yeah, and he's a Penn Stater. I forget what year he graduated. He has a girlfriend, but his sole job was to do the pommel horse, and he nailed it.
yeah, it was good. It was awesome. And then I was gonna say
His mom was in the stands with a Penn State hat on.
So I posted a thing the other day about him because the memes of him going around, and then somebody commented, "Well, check out the fucking Turkish guy who's shooting. Have you seen that?"
No.
Oh my god! So then I went and googled it, right? Because he just stands there with jeans on. So there's a shooting event, right?
Oh, yeah.
And people have like these fucking crazy glasses on and all this fucking bespectacled shit.
I think they're probably
And
called
here's
goggles.
this guy in a fucking t-shirt, right? He just points the gun. He has his hand like in the back pocket of his jeans and like fucking nails it. Like very casual, very whatever. So now they're all this. I can't believe you haven't
That's
seen
actually
online.
that's actually a little frightening.
It's a little disturbing, yeah, because the people
Little
are like
disturbing.
Turkey sent a hitman, like
Yeah,
like a
I mean
sharpshooter
that's
or
exactly
whatever.
what I was thinking. Is he like an
And
operative?
he's got glasses
or-
on. It's fucking funny. So now this morning I saw. I saved it to post later because my friends posted it. I don't like to post like right away. Usually I like give it a little time. And it's a black and white picture of Samuel L. Jackson and what's his name from John Travolta from Pulp Fiction, and they're standing there with their guns out, and then they put this guy in with it. So they're all lined up.
There's
It's fucking funny.
so many
It is
memes
fucking
of that
funny.
scene from Pulp Fiction.
Oh my god! Wait, so we're talking about Pulp Fiction.
Wait, I'm not done with the Olympics.
And then we're going back to the Olympics, but Pulp Fiction, because this is funny. So we were having a party in college, and we had a friend there, and he was Indian, and I'm not sure if he was like new to the country or not. I'm unclear on that. But we had I don't think he was familiar with Pulp Fiction, and so this would have been I was living
Well, it
on
came out in
Pew Street.
1992 or 3. It came out in
Yeah,
90.
so this was like 97 or 97, I think.
So it'd been around.
So we're having like people over to our Pew Street house. It was like a party house, right? Everywhere there was a party house.
Is that where Dad knocked?
No.
Oh.
And we had we had the Pulp Fiction soundtrack on.
I love it.
And when they're in the, so it has like some sound bites, like from different things. It's not
love
just
that,
music.
yes.
So the one thing where they're like in the diner and they're like every hands up or get under the table, whatever it was, like every last motherfucking one of you, whatever. And he like hit the fucking floor. It's like, oh my god, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he was so, because it sounded so real, you know, like someone was like holding us up in the house.
Yeah.
He was like really like, the fuck, what the fuck?
Oh, the poor guy.
It was hilarious though. It's
guy.
hilarious. It's funny now, and it's how many years later?
The poor guy.
Okay, back to the Olympics.
So I have a lot of Olympics. And some of it is just like trivia stuff, you know how we are. And it's a little more factual than usual, but you still might want to double check. But so the men's triathlon has been postponed because the bacteria in the Seine, is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Seine River, my French class
Seine, I think.
Seine, Mademoiselle Wilson, who is my French teacher, probably she hated me, but I obviously didn't learn anything.
Last night we're looking at the Olympics. We were watching, and they had like the guy with like the baguettes and shit. He was like, it was like a baguette like cook off or some shit. It was on like NBC. And then Joe and I'm like, we should go to France. We should go to France. And like all I want to do is drink wine, eat cheese, and fucking bread like the whole time I'm there.
Oh, I'm getting.
But Joe was like, we have to learn a little more Spanish. We have to learn a little more. Christ. We have to learn a little more French before we go. And I'm like, a little more. Like we don't know any. Like merci beaucoup.
Did you take French in high school?
No.
Or college?
No, we don't know a fucking word.
I hated French.
Merci beaucoup. That's
I hated French. I don't know why you have to take a second language.
Well, like Dad says, they speak English too. So he says something a little bit different than that. But they speak the English language. They just choose not to. But look, we're paying tourists. Like if you want our money, you'll fucking talk to me in English so I can get the baguette.
Ooh, hostile American.
Point.
I do a lot of pointing. So anyhow, so
is
the men's
baguette in English and French?
I don't know.
Or is baguette
probably
a different word in French.
I don't know. I think it's a French word. Someone let us know. So anyhow, the men's triathlon has, as of yesterday, has been postponed due to the deterioration of the, what were we saying it was called?
It was dirty water.
Seine River.
Yeah.
Seine River.
They promised it would be clean in time.
And the mayor of France or Paris or whatever, I guess it was Paris, went for a big old swim in it right before the Olympics started.
Ugh.
He needs to be decontaminized or whatever you call that. So at any rate, but here's the interesting part. Swimming has been illegal in that river for over 100 years.
Oh,
for over 100 years, it has been illegal.
Sorry, excuse me.
And a lot, I can smell it. And a lot of rain, actually, you would think would help, because you get like some fresh water in there.
It washes all the fucking shit.
It washes all. Yeah. It's a lot of sewage, a lot of
we
all
understand
of that.
what rainwater does to a river.
Yeah. So the rain, and then they've had a lot of rain over there. So the rain is actually
rain.
We got some rain last night. The rain is actually, helping to raise the level of E. coli that's in the water. It's a little.
So then it's not going to have the triathlon then.
Well, they might.
Or can they use it in the pool?
No, they might have to have it. Well, they will know by August 9th if they're going to. It has to be done by August 9th. And they, as of the time we're talking, I have not heard what an alternate is going to be for them. They did say a pool, but I think a pool would be really hard, and I think some of the athletes would be really miffed about the pool because it's not open water, and you're like just doing laps.
It would be easier than the fucking river.
I know, but people that do triathlons aren't overly, happy about that. No, wait. So, but France is not the only one to have a bad rap on the water. Rio de Janeiro had bad water.
There was like couches and garbage and shit.
Rio de Janeiro, Tokyo, and Sydney have all had problems.
Well, so they need to probably eliminate
with their water.
They need to eliminate river swimming.
Well, someone is now talking about that.
I mean, it's gross. Like, would you swim in the? Yeah. The other week, you sent me the meme. Someone sent me the meme. Not a meme. The fucking video of some guy on a fucking surfboard paddling down the fucking Delaware River. Oh no, the Schuylkill. The Schuylkill River.
I mean, I think parts of it are a little cleaner on the Schuylkill.
Although Philadelphia gets the drinking water from the Schuylkill River because, and I know this because we did a field trip one day and I had a kid that had diarrhea on the bus on the way there. Very vivid. One of my last field trips I took with my kids. Yeah. And we went to the water plant place. It's down there, like off of Kelly Drive, to like see how it gets cleaned, and then you can drink the water. I did not drink the water when I taught there. One, because the fucking water fountains were like ancient, and I know there was like lead coming up out of those pipes.
Before I moved here, I worked for Penn State's continuing education department, which was very interesting. And I did like a plethora of things. I didn't have like a designated one thing to do. So one of the things, one of the guys that were hired through continuing education to teach continuing ed classes, was on wastewater management, which I was kind of like, what? And then when I started reading his book, because you had to like proof it, and then I had to like collate it, and there were all these revisions constantly, so I had to like put them in the computer. This is circa 1992. It was really something. They talk about all the microorganisms and how they clean it and how they use it again. That I did not know that they cleaned water and used it again, wastewater management. I did not know that it was cleaned again and we use it.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figured we just had fresh water. So anyhow, back to the Olympics.
Wow.
So that's still up in the air as to what's going on, but they need to do something about these natural bodies of water, these rivers and oceans and shit that the swimmers are supposed to be swimming in, because they've all been bad in the past couple of cities. Now, the female gymnasts, the women's gymnastics team, I found this interesting, they self-described themselves as the Redemption Tour.
Yeah, because they fucked up in Tokyo or whatever it was.
Yes, and Biles is 27, Carey is 24, Childs, is that how you say it? Childs or Chili's? Childs is 23, and Leah's 21. So in women's gymnastics, that's old. Well, especially Biles.
Well, one girl was, I think, 32. They said on one of the teams.
On one of the teams, but so they're getting older, but not just on the U.S. team.
The blonde Italian woman. Did you see her, the gymnast? She looked like she was gonna fuck you up. I mean, she had a mean look to her face. Maybe she was just really concentrating.
And concentrating, and if her hair's pulled back,
like skinned back from her head.
Why
do they pull the hair back
so it's
so
not like
tight?
flying in their face, because you don't want that flying in your face.
But still, I mean, she had a mean look to her.
Speaking of
No
other women's gymnastics teams, there is one of the Italian, she's the silver medalist for the Italian gymnastics team, being sponsored by cheese. There's a picture of her.
What kind of cheese?
It looks like Parmesan. Like big circles of it. I don't know. I wasn't paying that attention. They just keep
showing
it on TV.
Sponsored by something, I would want it to be cheese.
It just keeps showing her on TV, and she's laying literally on cheeses, bunch of cheeses.
That's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Laying on the cheeses.
And we're gonna switch gears because people are traveling in the Olympics. I just want to get through some of my things.
Oh wait, we have to talk about the Kelseys being there because people are hostile
They're
about
home.
the Kelseys.
Let me fast forward. He came. This was on the news this morning. He came straight off the plane Monday. So they took a red eye. Went to Monday night. There was some kind of Monday night football, or there was something. He went straight. Maybe it wasn't Monday. It was Thursday. It was Thursday night because they did the Hall of Fame inductions for he was not in it, but there was a ceremony for the class of 2024 football Hall of Fame induction, and then there was two obviously a professional football game afterwards, which I thought was really early, but they did it.
Well,
and he came with his beret on.
I love the Kelseys, I do, but like it's getting to be a little bit much. The fucking beret I thought he looked absurd. I mean, I thought he looked absolutely absurd with that beret on. He looked like he was like in like the army, like the army,
yeah. I mean, like a ranger. That's what they wear.
Like the green beret guys. Are they rangers?
They're called rangers. Yeah. I saw some meme about how something about his beret showing up. I forget what it was. It was funny.
I thought he was a little absurd.
But so he now is kind of not. I don't know if he's an official sponsor. Like Fava Flav is sponsoring, like, financially, the U.S. women's water polo team, because he discovered Fava Flav that some of them were working 2-3 jobs.
Sports are fucking expensive.
Yeah, but just to live so that they could have health insurance or whatever, and then practice, or not health insurance, but pay the rent, and then they still had to go to practice. So
the one
he is supporting the team, not individuals, but the team.
Well, that's awesome. And the one, like they were talking about the one, I mean, I'm sure if you've been watching Olympics, you saw this. I'm just like telling stuff you already know. But the one girl from Brazil, like she went, like her was like a single mom of like 8 kids.
Oh yeah.
And she was like hoofing it like 2 miles or whatever to like, I mean, it was like a whole. So finally she went then, and like she stopped going to training because her mom had been giving her bus tokens so that she wouldn't have to walk to and from training, and then her mom was walking to and from the houses that she was cleaning. She's a housekeeper, and so she was walking, but then she was too tired, and so then the girl was like, okay, I just want to go to training for a while. But then the gym contacted the mom, was like, look, she needs to come, like she's excellent, and then she ended up going and living elsewhere
to be closer
to do her training. Yeah, it was Rebecca something or other, I think was her name. The one that wore the yellow outfit and the yellow eyeshadow. I was not keen on the yellow eyeshadow.
Not attractive, but
nobody should wear yellow eyeshadow.
Or
she
orange.
pulled it off, but I mean.
But so what was I saying? Oh, so the Kelsey showed up, but then they came back because she was doing something with the Eagles autism. They had an open practice Thursday night, so anybody in the area could show up to the Eagles Lincoln Field and watch their practice. And, then they had like a yard sale of like all these like
fun.
I don't know if they were worn. I think they were new, but I think they were like odd sizes and things that had been left over of like Eagles gear, like pullovers, t-shirts. Then they had signed footballs, helmets, all these things by the players, and all of the proceeds went to the Eagles Autism Foundation, and Kylie's very big in that, and she was there. There's a picture of her there. So they got back just in time for their Thursday night duties. But anyhow, so with traveling, this really skeeved me out. This skeeved me out because I'm about to get on a plane next week. There was a plane grounded in an emergency landing after lice was spotted crawling on a woman's hair.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, I don't know the rest of it, but this is from CBS News. I don't know the whole ins and outs of it. I mean, yes, it's very contagious, and no, I don't want it, but is that like life-threatening? Are they really grounding the plane? I mean, the plane was in flight. They had an emergency landing.
Well, you don't want a plane full of people with fucking lice going to wherever, taking it to wherever they're going.
I guess I really wouldn't. No.
Ew.
But
I mean, that just makes me, ew.
No, yeah. When the kids were little, my boys, I was like, do not. And they're boys, so they're not really sharing combs and things. Like we used to have a comb in junior high, like in the early 80s. Back pocket. But I was like, do not use anybody's hairbrush.
I think of that, like, I love to try on hats, right? So here I am, like at that liquor store, we were in Tennessee, like putting on these baseball caps.
Oh, you should have been careful there.
4 of them.
You should have been careful.
They were super fun. Day drinking, corks are for quitters.
Oh, yeah.
Talk Dirty to Me has a martini on it, and I forget what the other one was. I used to have one sitting out here. But anyway, then we went into the one place, and I put like the coonskin cap on with like the fucking tail and everything.
Oh, I saw.
And I put like I had a cowboy hat on too. I tried. I was like, I have to get a hat, and then I did not get a hat there. But
you're lucky you didn't get lice.
But I was like, after I don't think of it when I'm putting them on, and then after I take them off, I'm like, oh, I really hope I don't get lice. But like bed bugs, like in movie theaters and shit too, because it's always dark in there. So like bed bugs spread in movie theaters. I've read. So I've not been to a movie theater in years, and we were talking about going maybe this weekend or sometime soon to the new M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That
who,
just
by
came
the way,
out.
he lives near here.
Yeah, and his daughter went to the Baldwin School for Girls, where my mother-in-law taught. Not that we're name dropping, I'm just letting you know. And though I am going to name drop this, I saw him in his Maserati sedan, that's right, parked in the Starbucks that I go to in Bryn Mawr, like before the pandemic. There's often like random really nice cars in my Starbucks parking lot. And I get out, I'm like, oh, wow. So then I go in, and there he's standing, and some woman is talking to him, like, probably like in her 60s, talking to him. I guess he had used her properties for some filming that he had done, so she was catching up with him. I was like, whoa. He was there to watch his daughter do something out at the Baldwin School.
He just saved a 200-acre farm out where he lives. It's not Westchester, but it's close to Westchester, but it's... it was like 8 miles from here, 9 miles from here. So
farmland.
But he saved it, which is good because people aren't living out there, with all that land, like the horse farms and stuff, like, and then wanting like a fucking development.
So he bought it so that it can't be subdivided and developed, and also didn't you have to keep part of it as a working farm so that it
was a working farm, yeah. So that's also a huge tax break to keep it a working farm, and the farmer was living there, I think. So they didn't want to displace. There's a couple houses on the property, I think.
Right.
And it originally belonged to, I might have talked about this before. Sorry if it's a repeat. No.
Oh, good.
Rockefeller, maybe? The Rockefeller family, or some other like very like well-known, well-to-do family.
Okay.
And if it wasn't Rockefeller, it was
I don't know anything about
something. Them. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's still like the owner still someone, a descendant of them, still whoever it was, still owned it. And he bought it. I think she died, or she was dying, or I don't fucking know. He bought it off of whatever descendant was still owning it.
Now I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm curious.
I don't remember. Anyway,
but his daughter, I think it's his
the singer. She goes by one name, like Cher, but it's not Cher.
Right, but she is also a director. I think she directed part of this with him.
Well, I think she's in the movie.
And she is in the movie because they were interviewing her on our local news last night because she she's from here, went to school here.
I missed that.
I don't know where she went to college, but. So wait, back to the traveling on an airplane because I'm about to get on one, and so I don't know if my phone can hear me or sees it, but I keep getting these things. So the summer heat on Southwest Airlines, the summer heat is causing soda cans to explode, and it injured a flight attendant. It's injured actually several flight
It's not funny.
attendants.
It's not funny that they were
I have
hurt.
a friend
It's
that's a
funny
flight attendant,
it's-
Elizabeth.
I'm just imagining like them blowing up on the plane. I find it amusing. Not that someone got hurt, but like just the cans just like blowing up.
Well, I don't know if it's while it's in flight. I mean, they're on the plane all the time, or if it's actually while like they're doing the trolley down the thing. I don't know. But it was, so far it's only been Southwest Airline that's reported this, but it's injured some flight
I also
attendants.
heard that Southwest Airlines is going to get rid of whatever fucked up seating rule that they have. Is it Southwest where you just get on and just take a seat?
I think it is Southwest.
They're going to start assigning seats.
Oh, I know friends that will never fly Southwest again. One of them had a voucher, and he and his fiance are never. They finally got it used, but it was such a pain in the ass to use it. I mean, all airlines when they give you like a, credit or whatever if they have to cancel you for whatever the hell it is. But I guess it was like a nightmare. It was the worst nightmare out of all the airlines he's ever worked with.
I've never
He's like, I'm never doing it again.
Wait, speaking of the news last night.
Yeah.
So Justin Timberlake, the poor guy, right? So he gets the DUI.
He pleaded not guilty.
We pleaded not guilty, which I find fascinating because when I first saw that he was pulled over, like in the Hamptons or where the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was the Hamptons.
I mean, the article was like he was, weaving. I think he failed to stop at a stop sign. He was like over the line. His eyes were bloodshot. He was clearly either high or drunk.
Did they give him
I don't know.
a breathalyzer?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are with all of that. But he pleaded not guilty, which I found. But he thanked, like right after, like he's on tour right now. He's away. But he like thanked his people, like his fans and stuff for like supporting him.
For still loving him.
For still loving him.
He said, "I know it's hard to love me."
He
but
pleaded not guilty, which is interesting. But his lawyer got in trouble. So his lawyer was told by the judge he was going to put a what is it called? Like when you're not allowed to talk about it.
A gag order.
Like a gag order on him and like maybe like fine him or some shit if he didn't I guess I don't know what the lawyer was saying, but I don't know if he got mouthy. I don't know what happened with the lawyer, but just that.
Well, that was just recently that he pleaded not
This
guilty.
was yesterday
on
last night's ABC News.
Ooh.
Because David Weir was not on it, but Whit was.
Whit.
Who's usually on like in the like Saturday mornings or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, so the whole thing was like fascinating because now I want to know what the fuck. I want to know what kind of trash the lawyer was saying. What kind of smack he was talking.
Well, I don't know what was said. Maybe he deserved to be told that, but you know what? I'm sure the judge being up in the Hamptons or wherever is like, fuck this shit. Like, I don't, like, everybody up there has shenanigans because they're all wealthy and they're all stars of some sort, real estate moguls, movie stars, musicians. I don't know. But I'm sure there are shenanigans that go up there.
Go on up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, so speaking of the Hamptons.
Speaking of things,
the Hamptons. So this happened in Rhode Island, which isn't really the Hamptons, but there are a lot of people that go to Rhode Island.
It's not the Hamptons. It's
I know, but
state.
like Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island, very wealthy. Like a lot of people I know stay there and then go up to the Hamptons or down to the Hamptons or whatever for the weekend. So there was a massive swarm of dragonflies that came onto the beach.
Cool.
It closed the beach for a while because the swarm was so big and
Are there pictures of this online? I need to see a picture
I think there might have been. They were flying and hovering over towels and over people and just it
would be cool to see, but I would not want to
people
be,
were
like,
running and screaming off the beach because there's like it wasn't like a couple.
Well, they don't hurt you, do they?
No,
like
but they're kind of big, and nobody really likes bugs, and they're like swarming, and there's all this noise, and it's almost like a biblical people were like, so
the end is coming.
Yeah, so they closed the beach for a while.
We have one that flies around our garden out back. Our garden that has like just tomatoes in it, but we have one that visits. Oh my God! Last weekend, I remember I sent you a picture. So last week, I don't know, it was nice out one morning last weekend. So and the fucktards behind us weren't home, so we sat outside and had our coffee. And then this squirrel is trying to get into the fucking tomatoes. And I saw him, he's sitting there looking at us, like on the patio. I'm like, get the fuck, don't even think about it. Don't even fucking think about it.
Were you talking to him?
Yes, I said, don't even fucking think about it.
Oh.
And he scurries, he understood me, because he went around the other way then, like away from me, like I'm not gonna fucking see him jump up on to the fucking stone, because it's a raised, like
they don't have the biggest brains.
And then he was like nosing through, I'm like, get the fuck out of the tomato. So then Joe scared him away, and he went up into the bushes.
Wasn't Joe squirting him with the...
Well, so then there's a fucking mouse fucking climbed in there. I was like, oh, for the love of Christ. This is why I wash them in hot water when I bring them in the house. Because we're fucking wildlife. And I just scared birds out of there last week. I was like, leave my fucking tomato. At least though, it's only like one. Each day I go out there and there's one with a bite out of it. And they're just cherry tomatoes. But like, eat the whole fucking thing. like, and so I throw it into the yard, and then somebody else can eat somebody else.
Well, that just attracts them more.
Well, I'm not gonna just toss it into the yard, whatever. So at least it's just one. And I can't grow the big tomatoes because the other year I grew big tomatoes and every fucking tomato had a bite out of it. Every fucking one. I was fucking hostile.
Okay, Mike Spicer with the rage with the vegetables.
I mean, we have fencing or whatever. So then we got out the hose. And Joe, like, it was like you had to put it on the hard,
that was
the
like
jet
fun
stream.
for hours.
It was. I'm like, what? I'm like, because it was just on like the spray, like rain. I'm like, you have to put like the hard jet on to like get it.
Yeah, the rain's not gonna hurt them.
Like, but I'm like, but watch the tomato plants. Like, don't fuck up the tomato plants. We don't want to knock the fucking tomatoes off the vines.
Yeah, no, that power can be strong.
So then Joe, we sat there having our coffee when Joe was. Every once in a while, squirt it when the squirrel would come back, and I'm like, I'm going in. And they got hot. I'm like, okay, well now you can have at it.
That was really ballsy of those animals out there. While you're sitting there to come like
the rabbits
right up.
come right up too.
I know, but like you're there, like it's.
I mean, and then
usually they're scared.
Well, the fox is pretty. I used to love the fox. We used to love the fox, but since the rabbit incident, now I'm hostile towards the fucking fox.
Does it still come around here? I'm surprised you didn't.
Well, animal control went by like 2 or 3 times this week. I was like, we're sitting out here on the porch, I'm like, Joe's like, oh, there goes animal control again, and they're like, oh, there they are again. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with animal control? But I was reading on the Havertown page.
That Havertown page,
and people are fucking horrifying on this page. They're so rude to each other.
You got to read some of it.
Sean loves to get on and just fucking scroll through it.
You got to because it's hysterical. People go to town on one another.
And people are so fucking rude and hostile on there. But so a woman was talking about, so she ordered something to fight the mange. So the fox comes around, so she's feeding it to the fox, and somebody else was chiming in that thank you for doing that and taking care of the fox. So you feed it to them, it won't kill them. Then they get
why
after a few weeks
because then they're just going to keep coming to your house.
I mean, look, it takes care of rodents, so there is that. But look, I'm still fucking very traumatized and very hostile with the fox. And now I'm not, because you used to be like, oh, look at the security camera. The fox was out back last night. Well, then he's also like digging through, like the tomatoes were up there, like we had the fencing up. Then he's back there in the fucking tomatoes. Some hostile, like, don't shit my tomatoes. Yeah, she climbed over the fucking fence, was in with the tomatoes. Now they're too big and he couldn't do it. It was the same fucking morning that he got the rabbits, the bunnies. Yeah.
He was hungry.
And then he went back and was nosing through the fucking the garden, and
do you see any bunnies, like the mom or anybody? Do you see any of them around here?
I saw a bunny a couple weeks after that, and it gave me hope that maybe one of them survived. But because it was a little bit bigger than what they were, but it was like on its own. But I know. Yes, we have lots of rabbits because the kids in the neighborhood like fucking terrorize them. So and chase them. So it's like Watership Down, the fucking backyard. It's like all rabbits. Like
I love that movie.
Just hanging out back, and they're very docile. Like they just come up and like. They know that we're not going to hurt them, so they just like come up like while we're sitting there, like to the edge of the patio and eat clover. And,
they can sense that you're nice.
Well, I mean, I guess they figure they've been here a while, and like we're not bothering them. And then there's some holes out here by the rose bush, so I don't know if they were nesting down in there or if there's something else.
Well, they make like a low bed, and then they usually cover it.
Well, these are holes like in the flower bed.
That's probably a squirrel digging for its.
Something dug a fucking bulb out of my fucking flower bed. They're fucking squirrel.
Squirrel or chipmunk.
It's like laying there. I'm like, what the fuck? First I thought it was like a piece of poo from an animal. I was fucking hostile. And then I was like, look closer. I'm like, oh my God, it's a fucking bulb. They fucking dug a bulb out.
What did you plant out there that's a bulb?
We have daffodil bulbs out there. Some tulip bulbs.
Someone told me they don't eat daffodil bulbs because they're poisonous. Like they won't eat
Well, they dug it the fuck up. So
they will eat tulip bulbs though, because the one year
that's why I don't have any tulips. I don't have any tulips.
In our old house, I planted like 90 tulip bulbs. It was like the first year we were living in it because Mom was like, oh, plant tulips. So I went to Waterloo, bought 90 tulip bulbs seriously, and then planted them, and then the squirrels just went. Some of them came up, but
this is why I'm hostile towards the squirrels.
Yeah. Speaking of animals,
this
is real news, folks. This is real news. What I'm about to say, I think I might have mentioned it another time, or I just mentioned it to you.
Animal antics.
But the sharks off the coast of Brazil are testing positive for cocaine.
Oh, that's right. That's fucking wild.
That it is true. It was
How
on.
Is that, why? The cocaine's like washing out in the water?
ABC News.
Are they acting differently? Like, why are they even testing the sharks?
I don't know.
I need information on this.
Yeah, no, they're testing them because I think they're always studying sharks, or this lab is, this oceanography thing. I don't know. I didn't dig any deeper into it, but they are testing positive for cocaine. I saw it like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this is not true. But it is true.
Real news.
I don't know. They did say something about them acting differently, but I mean,
like, are they like coked up?
Yeah, but it's not making them any more aggressive. And I don't know if this part's true, but wasn't there that thing about the cocaine bears? The bears
it's a
on
movie.
cocaine?
It was like a joke, I thought. I don't know.
Okay, but
like
this is not a joke. The sharks on cocaine.
Maybe it was based on true. Based on truth. I have no idea. I'm familiar with the cocaine because it made me think of the cocaine bear, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, no. A lot of sharks this year.
Yeah, stay
A
out of the water,
lot of
people.
shark activity this year.
Yeah, like the ocean's like a terrifying place right now.
Yeah.
Um,
In the Carolinas, they'll have like these sharks washing up on the shore, like
Well,
coming in.
Jersey had like the sharks and the whales and the dolphins or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
there's something happening that I know they don't know. I know they ever figure out what it was causing the death
No.
of all the. Oh, there's like windmills out in the water or something.
Yeah, they think that's it. Did you see the picture I sent you? It was off the Jersey shore of all those fish that died. They were like belly up.
No,
It was like a-
I saw the weird worms though. Is that Texas?
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah. They
fucking
like
shit.
poisonous worms, and they.
I mean, who knew there was a poisonous worm?
And Mom was telling me about this, and like a year ago, and I thought she was full of it. Sorry, Mom. And you like go to kill them, and you cut them, and they regenerate. So then you get like two.
Oh fuck! Well, it's like snakes. If you ever cut one in half, like with a shovel, like we used to kill them, the gardener snakes,
Oh.
and they would both ends would move.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it was, but it's terrifying.
Speaking of fish and
Speaking of
animal
things.
antics, this is not this fish's fault, but
It's not the fish's fault.
this
That's great.
person had, I don't know how they got footage of this. Maybe it was their camera. It was on a Tesla, or it was the camera, like their surveillance camera on their home. But all of a sudden, this fish drops out of the air. I forget what kind of fish. Lands on the windshield,
Oh,
cracks the windshield.
how did a fish fly? Like a bird had it in
They,
its mouth? Or
yeah, I
something?
mean, nobody saw the bird, but it most definitely, I mean, because obviously fish aren't flying, and it wasn't like they were right next to the beach. I mean, I think they were close, like within a couple miles.
So a
or
bird
so.
had it in its mouth.
But
and
yeah, a
dropped
bird,
it.
a hawk, a seagull must have been too big for him. But it shattered the windshield.
Christ.
I mean, it came down, and the Tesla windshield.
Why would? I mean, it must have been a
It was.
sizable
I mean,
fish.
it
for
was
fuck's
like
sake.
I forget what kind it was. They said what kind it was, but
I think you're telling me the fish like splat, not like the windshield.
The
Went fucking-
windshield.
oh
The
my
windshield.
God.
Is that an act of God? Like when you call your insurance company?
I mean, I think a broken windshield is a broken windshield.
I know,
But usually, like our insurance doesn't cover the windshield. Like it's our deductible is
oh,
whatever.
that's true.
I just because I had to replace mine. I think it was like the last year I was teaching. I had to like literally I called the insurance like twice in like 4 days, and I'm like, look. One day it was raining, and it was dark out in the morning on my way to work. It was like
Oh,
7
yeah,
a.m.
fun.
And I stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts, and that I would used to stop at on my way to work to get my coffee, and the fucking drive-through was closed. So I pulled into a parking space so I could run in, and they had one of those like cement things with a sign sticking in it, but I didn't see the cement thing and fucking ran my car right into it. So I called the insurance. So
Wait, didn't you do that at the gas station
that's
too?
right. I totaled the car. I
Oh,
totaled
my
the car at the
God.
gas station. A little road rage at the gas. It's a different story. So I fucked up the fender or whatever, because I ran into the cement thing. I mean, I was able to drive it to work, but like I called the insurance. I had
Was
to
it like
have body work
dragging
done.
as you were driving? That always
No, I
makes
just
a good
dented the
noise.
fucking thing in.
Oh.
And I mean, those things are made to like, they're made to last. But I didn't see it because it was dark and it was raining, and I went to like pull through. I went to pull through the spot, I think is what I was doing, and like just fucking bashed into it. And then like 2 days later, I'm driving home from work, and I was coming a different way for some reason. I don't know, the road closed, and like back where that swimming pool is by my first old apartment, like back off of like Manoa somewhere. Like there's like a swimming pool, like a community pool back there, and I was like down below, like there's like hills and shit around it. And a rock, I don't know if someone like a kid, probably a fucking kid, like threw a rock, or it just like magically like came out of fucking
Sometimes
nowhere.
they do fall. I mean,
Yeah, but it wasn't like I was like right, like it came airborne from somewhere. I think a kid probably threw it, is my guess, and fucking hit the windshield. Which, then of course, I'm like, wow, like your
my
instinct is to
God.
duck. I'm on this windy road, and like I'm ducking. I'm like, fuck. So
and
I-
you can
I'm
wreck
like,
the car and hit somebody.
So there was like 25 miles per hour there. I mean, I wasn't like, I didn't like duck down and stay there. I mean, like, you duck and like sip, get back up again. It's, your, quick little duck down. Anyway, which we were on our way. Anyway, the windshield, was fucking bashed out. And so I had to call the insurance company again. I came home like, you're not even, I just started laughing. I'm like, you're not even fucking believe this. Like, you're not even, Joe's like, what the fuck? I'm like, look, and this one wasn't even my fault. But yes, I did. I totaled the car at the gas station.
that was not a good day.
We had snow.
There were tears. Sean remembers that.
He remembers it. There was snow. I was going to go to a movie with my friend, and I stopped at the gas station for gas.
Oh,
and
I
there
thought it was
this
on the way to work.
old man. That was a Saturday in January, and there was an old man who was taking up both the fucking tanks because he couldn't pull the fuck forward. And I had a little rage, and so like there was snow piles. You know, we had a lot of snow that winter. Snow pile. And so I went to go around him.
And you didn't see that.
There was a sign for the gas station like hanging, but I couldn't see it because I was kind of like under it. It was like in a blind spot. But because of that sign being low, so that big vehicles wouldn't go under it and hit it, they had like those big poles, you know,
Yeah.
and they had like a triangle of them.
A steel pole.
The steel poles, so that you couldn't, to stop you from going around. But they were painted gray, and they were blending in with the fucking snow. And so when I very aggressively went to go around this old man, I tapped his car, but I fucking wrapped my car around the fucking steel pole.
Did he know you tapped your car?
Yeah, because he looked at me. I'm like, look, call my insurance. So then I had to call.
Did he call the insurance about? Did you do any damage?
The police came. No,
I don't think I knew anything about this person's car.
When I called the police, first of all, my car was wrapped around the fucking pole.
No, I knew that, but I didn't know that you had hit his car.
We had to get a police report to give to insurance.
That's fine.
So I called my friend and be like, I was crying. I'm like, I can't make the movie. I'm sorry. Like, no, there's no movie today. So she came and got me, which was nice. So the car got towed. Well, it shut off. The engine shut off too. Like it just like shut off. Like kaput. Like the car just fucking stopped.
And it was cold. I remember it being that bad.
It was that bad. I totaled the front end. And so
this car.
Yeah, my Camry. So it gets taken in, and then they gave me. This is the best part. So I didn't have coverage for a rental car. They had my fucking car for like 3 months. I didn't get it back until like fucking March or some shit. I don't even know. It wasn't that long, but I mean, it was at least a month. I mean, they had it like all of January. This was like January like 10th or something.
Were they backed up, or they just didn't get to it?
They had to like my entire front end was like totaled. It was fucking totaled.
But it shouldn't have taken 3 weeks.
It took forever. They gave me a minivan. Oh, I have to drive this fucking minivan around. And
wasn't that like it was like a ways away from here? It wasn't like around the corner, because I remember having to drive you.
No, it was in fucking Ardmore.
Oh.
The Toyota dealership.
There was some place I had to drive you.
So they felt bad for me, and they had like Toyota felt bad for me. The body shop gave this a Toyota. Like the dealership has their own body shop.
Yeah.
So they felt bad for me because my insurance wouldn't cover a fucking rental car. So they gave me one. They had like enough points, like whatever, to get a free car from like Enterprise or whatever fucking rental place. So they gave me the minivan to drive, which was fucking fantastic. So
the minivan.
Because at first I didn't have one, and I was like relying on my friends who live in the area that I worked with. Luckily, I have several friends that live near me, so they would have to come and get me, in the morning and bring me home again, and that really sucked. And then finally I got a car.
It did suck, but at least they were going there. It's not like
I made them brownies and took the brownies when I got the car back. Because they gave me, it was very nice of them to fucking give me the car to drive. And then I added to my insurance fucking rental car.
I mean, insurance is insurance, and that's what it's called, and that's why it's called insurance, and it is expensive. But there are certain things in life that, like, it's better to have paid for a little bit more and then to have it, because when you need it,
you can't do it retroactively.
Really need it.
Yeah, like I couldn't
really need it.
I couldn't like sign up for it then and get it because the accident happened prior to.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, look.
And renting a car, even the smallest car, I think is like $30-$40 a day if you get like some bargain. But it's the small.
Look, on my teaching salary, that was not.
No.
Teaching. I have a story for you. So I get a text from.
They want you to come back and teach.
No, I'm pretty sure I signed a paper that I'm not that agreeing that I'm never going back to that district. Anyway, although they're in need of like several hundred teachers again, which we talked about before. So my friend reached out to me this week and wanted to know to let me know that she gave my my name and number to a friend of hers who's doing their PhD thesis on why teachers leave the teaching profession.
That's a good research paper.
So I got an email from
it's kind of obvious
from this woman, yes, to say like Em gave me your name and number, like, or your name, whatever, your contact info. Would you be willing to talk to me? It's all confidential, blah blah blah. So I have a meeting with her on Monday at 11 a.m. I thought it was
like an actual meeting or on the phone.
Well, I thought it was on the phone, but she gave me a link, so it's like a fucking Zoom. So I have to like be up and like fucking be prepared and ready, like have myself look presentable, which is fine because I have my final doctor's appointment for the year with my surgeon.
Back doctor.
Yeah. Which is, I get X-rays, which is probably good because I'm in a little bit of a bad way this week. Thanks.
Oh, and tell us why you're in a bad way, Megan.
So last weekend, and those of you that are friends with me on Facebook may have seen the picture that I posted.
I will put a picture up of this for those of you that aren't friends with either of us on Facebook.
So her kid Sean had a pool party.
And end of the year, it's kind of late, but like end of the year pool party.
So there's this gigantic fucking blow up swim slide thing, like you know.
It looks like
slide.
it should be in a carnival, like or
Yeah,
on the
it's
boardwalk.
gigantic.
That's how big it is. It is it's not even gigantic. It's humongous.
I mean, he's 6 foot and he's standing in front of it. I mean, it's got to be like
we'll put that up for
25
size.
feet tall. I don't even know. So I'm watching these kids go up. So it looks like a hellish good time.
The kids
landing,
loved it.
I was a little concerned because the landing, you come flying down and then you bang off the but it's inflated. But
it's
you
all
really
inflated.
bang
It's like
off.
inflated.
But I was like, well, okay.
The kids didn't seem to mind. They hit it and bounced back and laughed.
It looked like a hellish good time. Hellish good time. So I'm watching him, you know, and Sean is strong, but he's not always the most coordinated. So I'm watching him climb up this thing. And then we'll say it's a
And it's
ladder.
really steep. It's a ladder and it's really steep.
So by ladder, it's metal rods that are wrapped like stuck into they're spaced out like a ladder, but they're wrapped in the plastic stuff.
Canvas
like
that the moon bounce
and
or
it's
slide
wet,
is made out
and
of.
it's covered with grass. There's some leaves in there, and then there's a rope that you can fucking hold on to while you're trying to climb this thing. So I got damn near to the top, right? I was so proud of myself, and I was so excited to go down this, even though in my mind I'm like, this is probably like not
Meanwhile,
a good idea.
Joe keeps telling her that, wife, you might not want to do that. Wife, are you sure you want to do that?
So I get to the top, and John's like, "Wow, I'm really impressed." John was impressed.
Because
I
it's
climbed
hard.
down.
It's hard to
It's
get
fucking
up.
hard, and it's fucking steep.
Sean fell down it once.
And so I get to the top, and it goes from this to this, right? And I got to the top, and my feet, I was having trouble, like, because it was so steep, and I was trying to adjust, and instead of having, like, 1 foot, I was climbing, like you would a ladder, but then I got both feet on the same thing, and then I couldn't recover from that. Like, I couldn't get to the next rung, and I was trying, and I fucking slipped, and fucking flew down it on my stomach. My knees are
Oh my
a
God.
fucking mess.
I mean,
they're swollen.
You need to
The
post those
bruising's
pictures.
almost gone.
They're bruised and they're cut.
Cut
I
up,
was like,
right?
what the
Breast
fuck did you
burn.
cut
They're
yourself
swollen. So but then I turned, like I didn't try to turn. Like
I was
like
filming
my
her.
body.
I was filming her to this point, and as soon as there was my phone, I like dropped my phone, so it just went off. Thank God.
My body turned, and so then my ass hit the last couple ones. So I got a nice, like, it's always the left ass cheek. Always.
That must be the side
where the cheek meets the leg, right? Every fucking time.
The hamstring, the back of the hamstring.
So it's bruised and a little bit swollen, right? So it hurts. But I'm telling you, like when you sleep, you get like a kink in your neck. So I woke up. I didn't feel it. I mean, I felt banged up, coming down.
Like
I'm
a car wreck?
I'm fine. So I was banged up, and then, but like, I woke up, I think it was Tuesday morning, and I was like, fuck. Like, so my neck and my whole like right side is just like, and I went down my back, and like my side hurt too, and like my abdomen. And at first I was like, my God, do I need to go to the hospital? Like, what happened? But then I realized, because you had mentioned that Sean was sore, and I think I was sore just from using the muscles of like climbing up.
He was sore like on the sides, and part of it was from the climbing. His OT, his occupational therapist, said when I showed her the video, she was so happy to see him because going down, because it was so steep, he kept himself upright, so you use all that core strength. So the next day he's like, I think I have to go to the doctor. My stomach hurts. I'm like, show me where.
Both.
He's like, right here. I'm like, well, first of all, that's not your stomach. That's your side. And then he told his OT, and she's like, I think it's the muscles from you using them.
Well,
it's a workout, right, Megan?
It's a workout, but my body is fucking beat up. And PT Joe saw my post, and he's like, "You're killing me, Smalls."
Yeah.
I walked in on Wednesday. I haven't seen him in like 3 weeks. It's like the longest I've gone.
Yeah, and she needed to see him.
I did. And my plan also was to like maybe try to break it down. I've been going every other week, but then like he had vacation and then I was away. And then last week, like his mom had surgery, so like it wasn't working out. And he was gonna squeeze me in Friday, but I forget what was happening. I was watching John or something. Friday was full, so it was 3 weeks. So I'm like, okay, well, like I'm feeling all right. Like I need to be doing my stretches more, and like I was kind of lackadaisical about them lately. But which you could tell because my posture was shit. But he walked in, he's like, so it's like what hurts? I'm like, what doesn't?
Yeah,
hurt?
let's start with
What
that. It's
doesn't
easier.
hurt?
Oh my
So,
God.
Yeah. So this week, and so every time like Joe talks to me, and I'm like, I have to do like a whole body like turn this way. Like I can't like. And then, like, driving home that day, I took back roads.
That's dangerous.
I was, like,
You're not allowed to, you have to be able to have mobility.
That's why I didn't take I didn't take 95 or 476. I went the back way because I was like, I have to, like, do a whole one of these. And even this, like, it hurts. Like, and so I'm in bed and I can't get fucking comfortable. Like, it does not matter what I do, I cannot get comfortable. And
Annie Meg had to try it out.
Yeah.
Had to try
And Sean
it out.
told his OT that his aunt hurt herself. I got
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah. And then Joe was like, it's probably not the wisest decision. So when I see my back surgeon on Monday,
You show him the picture.
I'm gonna be like, look what I tried to do. And he's gonna be like, look. And this was on the end of the weekend before that when I did the Superman over the fucking bar stool. So
Did you tell us about that?
I did. I talked about it last week. So it's been like, so I like PT Joe. I'm like, look.
I really wish I would have
like-
seen the Barstool one.
I was like,
was it like a hurdle? Like, did you fly over it?
I believe
Like,
I
did you put your
yes.
hands on it and
I went to climb up it and just like went like the seat. It's like it's a small square.
just for one cheek?
There's like one cheek, right? Well, she's tiny. My friend is tiny that has this Brewery Republic, so she has a small ass, which probably goes off of that. I need like two of them. Like I have a big ass, and so yeah, so flew over. Yeah, so it's been a. But
But you did not make it on the Barstool. You did not make it on PSU
which is
Barstool.
thank God, because I mean I have not moved that fast to get up off the ground. I mean, thank God I didn't lay there and piss myself or like just lay there like
Ew.
I'm gonna hang out here for a while.
Well,
like,
and thank God the floor wasn't like the Skellers.
I mean, it could have been.
Ew,
I don't know.
ew.
It wasn't like the Skeller. It's not that. It's not like stone, and it's not gross.
The Skeller's not there anymore.
No, it's
a bar.
It's a clean and tidy place. It's very nicely decorated too. Anyway, so yeah, so I see the surgeon on Monday. That's my last. It's my 6-month appointment. Even
He
though
should
it's not
have you
quite
back
6
just
months.
just for good measure to make sure you
Well, they do
don't hurt
X-rays every
yourself.
time I go.
Okay.
When I fell in your garage, they did like 12 X-rays. Monday they're probably just gonna do a couple, but yeah, I'm gonna show him. The
Well, I don't
fucking
know.
spot.
I mean, if
I
you
don't
tell him
know.
what you did, he's probably like, let's go
Like,
through
I've had a
all
couple
this.
like falls. Maybe we should take a couple X-rays. No, they'll do the X-rays. It'll be fine. But so it's yeah. So I beat the fuck up this week. I mean, I feel like I was in the fucking Olympics, like fucking climbing this thing.
Well, I mean, you were advised to maybe not try the water slide.
If it hadn't gotten so steep, I would have been fine. But when it went like
It
this,
was really
I just
steep.
could not get those last few steps.
I can't believe that the stairs are this steep. Like, this is a side angle of the stairs. Actually, it's a little bit more like this. I actually thought it was part of the, like, you were sliding down it. And John goes, Kelly, no, that's the ladder. There are, like, little rungs there, which
If
I
you
thought...
go up and I kind of go behind this little
Which I
thing and
thought
come down.
were filled with air. Megan's like, no, they're fucking a metal or wood in the rungs that are covered with the
it's
the
not
canvas.
like, they're not like padded.
I thought they were air and padded.
They
like,
should have like a padded step. Although just getting on the thing, like
well, it was high up. You needed almost like a
you know,
ladder.
and I'm fucking fat. And then there's also like it's it's cushy, and my balance isn't that great to begin with. I was like, do I just like throw myself onto this?
Well, you
like
did.
I almost did. Like I tried to
They
get on. Like
also
I
need
fell.
like a railing, like a plastic
Yeah.
railing or something, because when you're trying to get on, you need something to pull yourself up.
Yeah, I mean, getting on there was like half the fucking battle. I mean, and that's what John said too. He's like getting on it was like because it was high up.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like get up on it, like to step up on it, but it's squishy, could fill with air, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just kind of like,
yeah, it's not stable, which works your core. It's like being
Right.
on one of those Bosu balls, which
Yeah.
the OT like to see.
well,
the
it's suck my
Yeah,
asshole.
I did not go on it because I have some common sense.
I sent my friend pictures. I was telling her about it yesterday. I'm like, let me send you a picture. I sent her pictures of my knees. I needed it last night. I sent her pictures of my knees. She goes, yesterday they were really bad. She goes, oh my gosh. I mean, at PT the other day, it's like, let's start with you on your stomach. I'm like, okay. So then he's like, okay, get on your back. Like after he's done with like needling my backside. And so I rolled to my side and I just laid there for a minute. Like we're still talking. He's like, okay, I need you on your back, not your side. I'm like, I know. I just can't. Like I just have to chill out for a minute. I can't make, because like my whole right side is all like fucking jacked up from the fall. So I'm like just stiff. I'm like I'm just like laying there. Like I'll roll over in a minute. Like I got an itch. Anyway. And then like I must have had like all, well thank God too, because I put my rash guard shirt on.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
can
this,
you
like the
imagine?
sunblock. Right? I mean, could you?
Sean has a scratch up his arm from when he fell down.
I mean, I
like,
have
I don't
all
know what
bruised
I don't know
here.
what he got scratched on, but like it's like a line, like almost like
Yeah.
there was like a pin or a nail or something. There was not.
Well, it's
but-
the canvas because it's sewn around
Hey.
the metal thing, so there's like little corners,
That
and that's
canvas,
what is scratching.
that canvas is a hell of a lot softer than that goddamn World War II canvas we used that they
Well,
used
this
on
is
those.
like a slip and slide material.
No, but the canvas that they used on those rafts
Well, yeah,
in
that was like
1970s.
canvas, like tent
I mean,
canvas.
that was.
This is like slippery, plasticky canvas type stuff.
I think those rafts are from World War II. Like,
They
I
might
think
have
they
been.
found them out there and just
They
brought
might
them
have
in
been
for the
back
Jersey
then.
Shore. I'm not kidding you.
Maybe.
Like, who would ever have made? I mean, there was the salt water wasn't eating that
yeah,
away.
they rash the fuck up from those things. Yeah, they take the skin right off. That and the salt water in the sand just rubs your skin off. Christ.
Little
Anyway,
exfoliation.
Yeah, a little
Megan had a lot
exfoliation.
of exfoliation
Yeah.
when she was young out there,
I did spend a lot of time in the ocean. Now I don't like to go out in it.
and you probably swallowed a lot of dirty water.
Well, now I'm not going to go out in it because that's fucking sharks and whatnot.
Do you remember when we used to walk along the beach in Cape May? I mean, New
get the
Jersey
chub rub?
has. Well, the chub rub, but all
My
the
poor little fat
all,
thighs
the
were like
trash.
fucking raw from the sand, just rubbing, you know.
That's because you would sit in the sand, even though you were in the water.
And I'd
you'd,
walk
sit in
like
the sand.
bow-legged for like 3 weeks afterwards because like my fat little thighs were just like
Didn't Mom
fucking
have to
rubbed
put
raw.
like Vaseline or something?
like A&D or something for that? My like between that and my chapped lips went through a lot of A&D ointment, gripping the fuck up. I had an issue with chapped lips.
And with the chap lips, she used to make us drink orange juice.
And then to this day, I would not drink orange juice.
I don't drink orange juice. I buy it, put it in the house.
I
do
will
not drink it.
occasionally have a mimosa, like when my friends visit in March before my surgery.
Well, mimosa's different.
And they brought champagne, so I mean, I don't remember if they brought the orange juice or we went and got the orange juice, but then we had mimosas. Like
I don't drink orange juice, and I don't eat red delicious apples anymore
No,
because
sorry,
growing
Mom,
up, that was all they had. Now I understand it was 1970s.
She threw away a bag of red delicious apples. I
me?
still can't believe you did that. I would have fed them to the rabbits or something. Throw them out to the ground.
I don't need any more wildlife in my goddamn
Jill and I
backyard.
were-
I'm gonna end up with them in my bowl.
We were in the hot tub the other day.
swimming.
I'm having a little soak in the hot tub thinking it might help my fucking body. My
Muscles,
pounded up
body,
body.
bones.
It didn't really. A little bit.
My pool's 89 degrees.
No, I was in the hot tub.
I know, but my pool's
No, I was in the
89
hot tub.
degrees.
After PT, I thought, let me just soak in this fucker and see. Anyway, we're sitting there, and like the biggest groundhog in the world came out from like under your deck and was
I
like,
know.
walking around. It was fucking massive.
I know. He's eating well. My zinnias aren't even in bloom yet. Last year, he hauled his fat ass up on the deck and then up on my flower box, which I'll post a picture of so that you can see. I didn't know that they were jumpers. Groundhogs jump.
Oh wow.
Jumps
Wow.
up. Jumps up to the second one
Fucker.
and then just gnaws off my
Gnaws off all of
zinnias.
them. You're probably blaming the rabbits in here.
Has a tasty little treat. That, well, I like the zinnias. Mom planted the zinnias. She like threw the seeds in, which is nice because then they just grow. You don't have to do anything but water. But I have 3 ornamental blueberry bushes. Speaking of,
Is that the shit that's all over? Literally shit.
but it's
that's
on my
all over
deck. It's on my
hot
deck,
tub.
and they were there
The
before
birds shit it out.
we
Like,
were.
fucking, it's disgusting.
Actually, I
all
have
over
4
the
of
hot
them.
tub.
So there are 3 of them on the edge of the deck, and then there's one by kind of like by the back door. These blueberry bushes, and I say ornamental, meaning like we didn't plant them, and
You can't eat them.
you can eat them, but we just
Oh.
don't go out and pick them.
Well,
But-
fuck.
Excuse me, but all the wild,
A lot of burping going
but
on.
all the
Excuse
wildlife
us.
eats them.
Fucking hogs.
So the chipmunks, the squirrels, all of the birds. In fact, there are birds, different species of birds, fighting over sitting on the blueberry bushes, eating the blueberries. Like they fight.
We had a bird the other day.
And the groundhog.
On my tomatoes.
And the groundhog.
I had to like shoo it out of my fucking tomatoes.
And the groundhog. God only knows if the mice are there, and
sure.
if we have rats, I'm gonna just
Oh, yeah, we
die.
saw a little mouse go across. Across.
Or was it a vole?
No, it was a mouse that had a long tail.
Every time, don't voles have long tails? Like
I don't fucking
their
know.
face is just pointier than a mouse. All I know is that every time I go out to the pool, because I'm the pool bitch,
Cool girl.
there's no telling what I'm gonna get out of that. There's no telling what's gonna be in there. It's like a crapshoot. You don't know what animal is gonna be in there drowning. A rat.
Oh Christ.
Not a rat. We don't have rats. I mean, like a
Jesus
mouse,
Christ,
a
a mouse.
vole, a bird.
Maybe a rat. Who
I pulled a
knows?
baby bird. Oh God, I was so pissed off. And so I have these nice planters out front for years. Well, we've been there for 15 years. So the first 2 years we lived in the house, the deer had a complete smorgasbord with my flowers and plants, which 90% of them were planted before we moved in. The hostas was just like a big salad buffet for them.
Yeah,
It really
the
pissed me
deer
off.
fucking
Like
destroyed
they
the
would,
hostas.
they just decimated these things. Now they're huge. I call them dinosaur hostas because the leaves on them are like this big when they grow. It's like the Jolly Green or something. I don't know
Mom
what
and
it's
Dad's
called.
are huge too. They take up the
But
whole
then I have
walkway.
some small variegated ones. But so all of a sudden I have a brazen deer. Brazen deer again coming right up to the front door. Scared John the other day. He came down, was going looking out the window at the front door to see if the paper was there. And there's a buck standing there eating my flowers.
Fucker.
Right in the urn, right at the front door. Like we're talking less than a foot from the front door. I'm like, well, John, it's lucky you didn't scare it because it could have like crashed through and
It
come
could've
through the
just come in the
house.
house.
He's like, it wouldn't have done. Well, it would have gotten stuck on the door, but it could have crashed the windows.
Maybe it would know to go sideways.
I mean, I've seen some shit. I mean, I know it's not an elk or a moose, but I've seen enough video that they get stuck halfway through something.
Christ, we're gonna speaking of, okay, we're gonna have, it's about an hour. We're gonna wrap up here
Yeah.
in a minute. A happy August, by the way. So it's August already, which I'm 1 month closer
August.
to fucking fall. And
But September's not fall.
we're
I say it is, but it's
halfway.
hot.
Well, we're halfway. So August 1st is Lunasa from the Celtic the Celtic calendar. It's the halfway point between August 1st. Is the halfway point between summer and fall. So like on the Celtic calendar, it's like there's eight like
8 months
solstices or whatever.
Oh.
Like so it's halfway between the summer solstice and the fall equinox. Lunasa is what it was called back in the Irish times. But now then. It's the beginning of the it marks the beginning of the harvest season.
We get the
But then
corn's coming in.
The Catholics renamed it Lammas, Lammas. They renamed it Lammas to make it Christianized instead of being pagan. So because they were like battling between like they wanted people to be Christian, but they were still following these pagan holidays, so they renamed it Lammas. And they did all the same thing.
Right, but so what is Lammas?
Lammas is Lunasa.
But do we have any festivals right now going on because of Lammas? Like
I don't know if people. I mean, some people do. If you follow that, and maybe in Ireland and Scotland they still do it. But you're supposed. Yeah, there's like a whole like, list of things.
Cindy, our friend from childhood, high school, all that good stuff. She's an expat over in Ireland right now. Check that out and tell us. I know she watches. She DMs us.
Cindy was in a dream that I had when I was in state
college.
Cindy,
are you listening to this?
It was so fucked up because
like a recent dream, not like
like when I was in like 2 weeks ago. So it was so vivid that we were at Cindy. Maybe you were there, and I just was like that. Maybe I was that drunk. But so I woke up in the morning, and it was so vivid that I texted Jenny because you're friends with my friend Jenny also. So I texted Jenny and was like, was Cindy Stein there last night? I'm sorry, because I know that you have a married name and I just always fucking forget it. So, and she's like, no, but you mentioned her. And I'm like, but I had this dream, it was so vivid that you came up to the table, and I was like, and then like I saw on like a Facebook post, you were clearly not in the United States. But I was, unless maybe, I mean, it was an old picture. Like, look, I don't know, but it was so vivid, it was so bizarre. I was like, I swear to Christ, she was there. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, like, how do I not remember this? It was a dream. It was a dream.
Well, she is in Ireland, so
yeah, let us know.
Let us know what celebrations they're doing over there.
I mean, they're supposed to like have like a harvest party and like you give like have bread and like something because the wheat is in season and like all the thing. Make a cornhusk doll and like all this shit, like whatever. Different things. But anyway, I'm excited about it because it's the halfway point between summer and fall. Like we're just, and those of you that hate fall, like I'm sorry, but look, I fucking love fall. I'm tired of heat waves.
I am tired of this heat.
I want to decorate for Halloween.
I'm tired of this heat, and I'm tired of my bed not being comfortable because it's hot.
You gotta get the bed jet.
Well, my husband doesn't want the bed jet because he likes a warm bed.
You got it on your side.
He still cocoons and like the comforter.
You can get it on your side.
And I leave for Moab, so we'll have some interesting stories in a couple of weeks for my trip to Moab.
Fucking desert in the middle of summer.
Will be getting me ready for my time in hell because it is 110 degrees there currently.
We're gonna come over and use
no
the
shade
pool and the hot tub and
no shade.
Water your things and.
Oh, good. Well, while you're there, make sure there are no animals. You got to check for the animals in the pool.
For fuck's sake!
If you're gonna use it, you got to check it.
I can't get down there like that. Joe will have to fucking do it. So I was really proud of myself because I said I'm gonna go dry for a little while. So I was gonna do it for a month. Dry. Like
I thought you said drive. I'm like dry or dry.
Dry. So I was like, look, because we've had a busy summer with a lot of drinking. I'm like, I gotta dry out. It's not healthy and whatever. And so I'm fine during the week, and then Friday hits, and I'm like, sons of bitches, like it's Friday, we should be having a drink, right?
Self-control.
So, like that song, son of a bitch, give me a drink. Anyway.
By Nathaniel Ray.
Yes, I love that. We taught Sean that song. He loves it. We're playing it in Tennessee. Anyway, so I was like, okay, like I can do this. And then yesterday rolled around. I'm like, look, I gave it 13 days. I'm like, I'm done. Like I need to have a beer.
Someone might think you have a problem.
Well, I probably do have a problem. But so we only had a couple. I was very proud of us. Like we took it easy. But also, so the other thing is that we have a bunch of gift certificates to some various breweries in the area. And so what's going to happen is once fall hits, like Joe will have like the karate on Saturday mornings, and then so like we won't go out Friday nights because
I thought you had karate right now.
No, the guys at the beach for the summer.
Oh,
so that'll start back up. So then no drinks on Friday nights because unless I drink alone, which I'm not going to. And then like he has all the sports and stuff too. So it's like we won't like when are we going to be able to use these gift cards? So, and we have, I think, 3 different ones, which reminds me, maybe you can give us a ride later today. We're going to go, after we're done recording this, we're going to AAA to renew our passports, and then we're going to go hit a brewery.
It depends on what car I have, because I don't have my normal car. I mean, I can take you in the other one, but it depends on what. Oh,
no. Maybe, okay. Anyway, it's an expensive Uber ride to and from fucking Norristown. Anyway. So yeah, so we decided, so yesterday I threw in the towel. I was like, I'm done. So we just had a couple of beers and watched the Olympics and and here I am, like the fucking like the Monday quarterback, whatever they call it. Whatever that
Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there like giving my 2 cents with my beer in my hand and my
over there.
Well, I'm under a blanket, watching because it's fucking freezing downstairs. Watching the fucking Olympics. Oh my god, we were watching the men's running. Those guys are fucking thin. I mean, like fucking thin. Like
was it the marathon or the sprinters or what?
I don't remember.
Were they on the track or like cross countrying?
Track.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so this was the Olympics edition. Next week also might be the second Olympics edition, second one, whatever.
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's ending. Isn't it ending tomorrow?
No, it's only a week. It's only been a week. There's a whole other week left.
Oh, fuck.
I think it's like 14 days. I don't know.
Oh, wait, I do have to say this. I love watching, my favorite events are the swimming, both men's and women's, and gymnastics, both men and women.
That's all they've been showing, so that's good.
Right. But those are the most popular, so they want
so if you go on Peacock, my friend told me if you go to Peacock, you can pick what you want to watch.
Oh.
Because she was watching BMX. Girls BMX. I didn't even know there was a fucking...
I haven't seen breakdancing. Breakdancing is Olympic sport now, but you would think that they would have that on TV because it's brand new.
So those of you that are missing all the things besides swimming and fucking gymnastics, and now the running started yesterday, go to Peacock if you have it and scroll. I guess you can scroll through and
the menu.
Pick what you want to watch. Yeah.
But what I enjoy, or what I miss, but at the same, I miss seeing Michael Phelps swim. I mean, he is a hell of an athlete.
I can't with him right now with that fucking man bun.
Well, I don't like the man bun, but I do like
for those of you that watched Ted Lasso, the first time I saw him the other week, I was like, why the fuck does he look like Zava from Ted Lasso? And then I pulled up a picture, and he looks just like fucking Zava, only with a
I don't know if that's what he's going for. Like, is he going for that
for
look?
A fucking dumb
I don't know.
I can't.
But I do like his analyzing some of the swim meets, but I miss seeing him swim because he's just a hell of an athlete. And swimming is a tough fucking sport.
I mean, I need to know, are the women that flat-chested or the bathing suits?
Well, I think it's kind of like it just smashes them in.
All I can I look at that.
Some
if I put that on, how flat is it going?
Well, think about it when you have a sport. As we grab ourselves, think about it when you have
it's not like coming out the side.
No, when you have a sports bra on, it like compresses you, like makes you flatter. Like it's not an attractive look.
So they probably don't have any fat on their bodies either.
I think those Speedos. I don't even know if Speedo still makes them, but I refer to all swim team things as Speedos. I think it's like really tight compression material.
I mean, can you imagine wrestling that fucking thing to get on?
That cap and those goggles, they're like indented into their skin, like into their face.
The chlorine must be really bad for the skin too, because all the interviews with the girls have they all have acne. So I'm thinking the chlorine is really bad for the skin.
Maybe they use salt water in some pools. I know people that have private pools have salt water. I don't know what they do with if they have salt water or if it's still all chlorine, but it is bad for your skin. Under the water. It's bad for your skin. It just dries it out, let alone other things like.
Here's me being.
I don't know if it's causing acne, but I didn't really notice that, but. This has got to be like hard on your face, like there's sucked in there.
Well, and then I'm really impressed with the swim caps because some of the girls were sitting there the other day, afterwards, and their hair was fucking dry.
Yeah.
Took off the cap, the hair was dry. I was like, holy shit.
Well, I'm sure it's a little damp. I mean,
it was a little damp. It wasn't dry, like my hair's dry right now, but it was it wasn't soaking.
I don't know if they put their hair in it wet. Like, don't you think it would be easier to have your hair wet and to get, even if you have long hair, because a lot of them have long hair,
I don't think
to put it in the cap? I don't know, but putting on a wet bathing suit.
Swim cap is a fucking hurdle in and of itself.
Putting on a wet bathing suit, those wet compression bathing suits, can you imagine trying to get in that?
I can't imagine getting in or out of one of those.
No, it's
it's all I can do to get a fucking bra on. Let alone a fucking bathing suit that goes to your knees.
I know this is too much information, but the sports bras.
It's like wrestling an alligator. And forget it if you're fucking damp from the shower and trying to get that fucker on.
You can't.
I mean, I have pulled muscles. I go walking there I'm all fucking jacked up. We get to the trainer. I was like, what happened? I'm putting my bra on.
I mean,
my God.
I don't use. Mine are the pullover kind because I think they give you the best. Stability. I do have the ones that are like a normal bra. They're a sports bra, but they hook. But I know.
My bras, I put them all on over my head because I don't like trying to when my back was hurting so much too, to get back there to hook it.
You can do that.
And then I would always miss one. Fuck it. I just put the fucker on. Just put it right on.
No, I have actually I
hook it and put it on.
I have hurt my shoulder. Ouch. I've hurt my shoulder trying to get the sports bra on, and it's a hell of a thing if you need to go get help. I'm like, who am I going to get to help me pull this?
I've had to call Joe. For help. I'm like trying to get out of it. And I'm stuck. My arms are up here. And I'm fucking stuck. I'm like, help, somebody help. Joe, because I'm I get this fucking thing off. My arms are totally locked, crossed, above my head. And I'm like,
I thought about
Any of
taking
that.
scissors to them. I have a pair of scissors
Right?
in the
My
bathroom.
God.
I'm like, I'm gonna take the scissors
Fucking
to
cut
this.
it off, right? Christ.
Okay.
So
Have a great week.
Have a great week, and we'll see you next week for episode 39.
Yeah, can
Before
you
you
believe
go
it?
to Moab.
Moab, Utah.
All right, and we're sorry we're late this week too. Sorry, I know some of you
Schedules.
really like to do this. It's like your Friday night thing, Michelle. I'm sorry. It was scheduling issues in the summer, and
Summer.
Sean being off school and like all the shit. So
I like September. We get back to our
back to
schedule.
the routine, the kids. Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, thanks
Bye.
so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.